अरे लास्ट टाइम मुझे पता नहीं था कि हमको दिया था मैं करती हूँ ऐसा
मुझे मेरे अगर मैं किसी दिन मुझे मेरे
इधर ही होगा हिस्ट्री का तो बहुत छोटा सा था वो तो पहला चैप्टर में अरे हिस्ट्री का वर्कशीट
हिस्ट्री
हां
कौन सी
अरे तुझे नहीं पता क्या तो
मुझे ज्योग्राफी मालूम है
ज्योग्राफी का तो मैंने भी इधर ही कर दिया इसे ये वाला ये और इसके बाद का ये वाला मेरे को इसका आंसर ही नहीं मिला फर्स्ट प्रेसिडेंट तूने नहीं किया क्या मैं एक चीज करता है दूसरे लिए करता है
अपने आगे में तेरे ग्रेड आना हिस्ट्री से मिलना मैंने किया है
इतना छोटा छोटा वो भी आदमी किया
in the course like
hello it's like an answer who was the first president of the Indian National Congress? एक्स्ट्रा चीजें भी ले
इस वजह से हम नहीं लिखा
यार पेपर डिस्कस करेंगे तो मैं नहीं लाई ये तो हो ये प्रॉब्लम हम लोग में एक क्वेश्चन में गलत आते हैं इधर साउथ ईस्ट वेस्ट और नॉर्थ वेस्ट ईस्ट है उल्टा होना चाहिए ना
कौन सा चैप्टर
क्या है उसका प्रीवियस होगा लॉन्ग आंसर था 15 वाला इसलिए 15 के में देख क्वेश्चन ही गलत है
कौन सा हाउस द वेजिटेशन
हां उसमें साउथ ईस्ट का साउथ वेस्ट होना चाहिए पेपर चाहिए ना
Good morning, good morning. So what are we to do today? Huh? Homework. You're coming here for homework. Completed? You? Little bit left. Why? 1 week was less.
I have one doubt. Some relatives
Chapter?
climate.
Yours, rest of you? Not completed. So only the one who's saying I'm completed has completed it. You also complete. You? I thought only you'll say that. Best excuse to give.
Now, what is the answer of this? All of the winter rainfall of the northwest part of India different from the winter rainfall of the southeast part.
So I'm giving English. I'll frame it and give it to you all later. Okay? And chapter today, which one is vegetation? Vegetation. So that I need to share with you all. First, I want to open my this. notebooks open to write the important points. Okay. So firstly, what is natural vegetation? What is natural vegetation? Trees, plant life, but then it is everything that's growing naturally in nature. If it has been planted by man, like a garden or something on those lines, then that's not a part of the natural vegetation. What is naturally growing? Okay. So natural vegetation refers to the plant cover that has not been disturbed over a long time and has grown naturally, depending on the climate and soil conditions of the area. What is natural vegetation? The plant cover that has not been disturbed, has not been disturbed over a long time and has grown naturally. Depending on the climate and soil conditions of that area. It's not being disturbed over a long time, grown naturally depending on the climate and soil conditions of that area. So what is it? Plant cover, point number 1, that has not been disturbed over a long period of time and has grown naturally depending on climate and soil conditions of that area. Okay? Then, grasses, shrubs and trees constitute the natural vegetation of an area. Flora refers, what is flora and fauna? Trees, basically. Fauna consists of animals. Okay, if you want that also, you all can write down. So flora refers to plants and fauna refers to animals. Okay. So what is vegetation? The plants and the flora that make up life in that particular area. It is an assemblage of plant species. Assemblage means together, living together. Assemblage of plant species living in association with each other in a given environmental setup. So plant species, assemblage of plant species living in association.
depending on each other.
Yes, they live together in harmony, they have an interdependent relationship. Like for example, if you have a creeper, right? A creeper does not have a strong stem. So what does it do? It takes support of other trees. So they are all interdependent. It also refers to large tract of land covered with trees and accompanying undergrowth of shrubs, herbs, and sustaining thousands of forms of life. Okay. Now, what is the importance of forests? Here you have 4 different types of functions. Writing that. This is how is it given this functions? Is it divided into protective, productive? Tell me the page number.
105.
105. This is given right in the textbook. Open the textbook. This is the importance of forests. How is it given in yours? Is it given as productive functions, protective functions, regulatory, like that? No. In this one, it's given like that. So we categorize it, and under each we will write this. Okay. So it's given as functions, right? Importance of forests. Okay. Okay.
Now it is ecological importance of forest.
No, this book, not that. In that it's given differently. In this one. You have which? See. Same one. Okay. See, if we are categorizing, it will be easier for you all also to remember. It's the same thing, but in this how it's given, or in your books also, it's all given like at length, 1 to how many ever. Whereas here it's categorized, so it will be easier for you to remember. It's the same thing, but put in a better way. Okay, so first is the productive functions. In productive functions, what will we talk about? In what way the products of the forest are utilized. Okay, so then we can categorize it. Like see here, since they are highly productive, since they provide us fruits, leaves, roots, tubers, all these things. Forest animals provide. So that's a part of the productive functions. Essential oils. So all these will be a part of the productive functions. Then the next is protective functions. Okay, this I'm telling you overall only, then we'll write down everything in detail. Okay, protective means in what way it protects the environment. Okay, like the humus, it's soil cover, they prevent erosion, trees, all that. Regulatory functions you have, that it helps in regulating the oxygen cycle, the carbon cycle and all that. And accessory means it gives, people go, they do recreation, they go, for a holiday. And aesthetics means the look of it. If you go to a forest where there's a lot of greenery, you feel good, okay? that, and also habitat for wildlife. So that is a part of the accessory function. So what we could do is, here there are 10 given. In your books, how many are there? In that other textbook. Many? Or if you, or let's see here then. In this, how many are given? See, in the resource book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's try dividing, and then additional points I'm sure we will find. Those we can also do. So first is the productive functions. You read it, so I don't have to do it. So first, what is it? Productive. Productive functions also.
Productive functions. Various trees provide us products such as fruits, leaves, roots, and tubers of plants. Wood is used for making furniture and houses, as well as industrial units. Woods and bamboo pulp are used in manufacturing and of paper and paper board. Wood is used for industrial utility as a source of energy for cooking and for providing warmth. Forest products other than timber and firewood include fibers, essential oils, oilseeds, and edible plants. Bamboos provide a means of livelihood for the tribals who make mats, baskets, ropes, etc. using bamboos. It is also used in the manufacturing of yarns, and artificial silk fibers.
Rayon, that's material, cloth. Okay. So what all got included in this? Fruits, leaves, roots, tubers of plants, wood for furniture, wood pulp for manufacturing paper, oil seeds, edible plants, fiber, etc. Bamboo as a means of livelihood for tribal people. How as a means of livelihood? Because they use bamboo to make all these things, mats, ropes, baskets, etc. So all this will be a part of the productive functions. Okay, so let's write down all the productive functions. So what all will it include? First, fruits, leaves, roots, tubers. Wood. You know, there's no wood from wood for furniture and wood for manufacturing paper. So wood that is hardwood is used to manufacture furniture, and softwood is used for manufacturing paper because it needs to be made into a soft pulp. Okay, so wood for, we'll put it like this: wood for furniture and wood for paper. Then oil seeds for making oil, edible plants, fiber, etc. Okay. So this, then if you are asked, you can just elaborate the same thing. So since we are categorizing, it will be easier for you all to remember. So productive means all the products that are used from the forest. Second is protective, correct? Protective functions. First is productive, second is protective.
Protective functions, forest control the water flow, the decline of humus in the forest prevents evaporation of water.
Just remove your mask, please, if you don't mind.
Forest controls the water flow. The decline of humus in the forest prevents evaporation of water. The humus acts as a natural sponge and helps to soak the rainwater in the soil. The forest with its protecting root system binds the soil thereby preventing soil erosion and loss of nutrients. The thick humus over the years is formed by the decay of forest litter, which increases the fertility of the soil.
Correct. What is humus? Humus is that part of the soil, the top layer of the soil, which contains organic matter, that's decayed plants and animals. And that is what increases soil fertility. We speak so much about soil fertility, so that is the most important layer which enhances the soil fertility. So here in protective functions, what all did we speak about this point here? You all can't see now behind. So why not you all come this side then, girls? Like this करके क्या देखते? Now better, can you see? So here we covered this point. The forests protect from flooding by controlling the flow of water, prevent evaporation of water due to thick layer of humus. So what does humus do? Controlling flow of water, preventing evaporation. So write down protective functions. Humus, controlling flow of water, and preventing evaporation. Even the board you will be able to see better from here, no? Since I'm a lefty, I write like this, so from there it must be obstructing. Okay, so this is the protective. Then roots of trees in the forest bind the soil firmly, which prevents soil erosion. So, roots of trees prevent soil erosion. And we covered the points that were there in what you read. We spoke about humus and roots of trees that prevent soil erosion. कोई point रह नहीं गया ना उसमें? Okay. Then next. That is humus, no? So we'll write it here then. That's written for humus, correct? So we'll add that point over here. So increases fertility. Then next is regulatory. So write down 3, regulatory.
trees. The trees utilize carbon dioxide and release oxygen during photosynthesis. The oxygen released by the trees is used by the animal world. Thus, the trees perpetuate the cycles of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the biosphere. They also regulate the water cycle. The trees absorb water from the ground, release water during transpiration into the atmosphere, which helps to form clouds and precipitation, which brings water again into the soil, thus completing this water cycle.
So what did we speak about? Three things. Trees absorb carbon dioxide, release oxygen, which is used by human beings and animals, which means carbon cycle and water and the oxygen cycle. Then trees also help in regulating the water cycle. So that's how regulatory function. Regulatory means, what does a fan regulator do? It adjusts the speed, right? So regulatory here means adjusting the amount of carbon dioxide and oxygen so that it can be used by human beings and animals. Okay. So, and there was one word that you read over there, perpetuates, right? Perpetuates. So what is perpetuates? What is perpetuates? Helps, encourages. So we'll say that perpetuates the oxygen cycle and the carbon cycle. Okay, and then next point is regulates water cycle. Regulates the water cycle. How does it regulate the water cycle?
As it absorbs the water from the roots and then loses water in the transpiration.
Yes.
Which forms clouds and
Correct. So then when you know this, then you can elaborate the same thing in your own words. Okay, then the next is accessory. Accessory functions.
Accessory functions of the trees means that the forest provides habitat for the wildlife. Habitat for the wildlife.
Habitat,
Forests also provide aesthetics.
See, habitat for wildlife. Here it's mentioned as abode for wild animals. Means a place for wild animals to live.
Forests also provide aesthetics and nutrition to human beings.
What and nutrition?
Aesthetics.
Aesthetics.
And recreation to human beings through national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and biosphere reserves.
So what all got included in this? Accessory function. First is habitat for animals to live. Second is aesthetics and recreation through all those things. So first is abode for wildlife, means place for wildlife to live or a habitat for wildlife, and the second is aesthetics and recreation through what all?
National park, wildlife sanctuaries, and biosphere reserves.
Through national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and biosphere reserves. 3-4 things were there, no?
No.
3. Okay. So this will be easy to remember. Hmm. So there's so much that even if you get something as a or any one thing as a 3 or a 4 mark answer also, you can elaborate the same thing. Like here we spoke about regulating the water cycle. So how we added more to it. So that way you can then explain. If it comes as a 4 mark or a 5 mark answer, then maybe in short you can write in brief in the form of sentences. So what are they? Productive functions. What are the productive functions? Fruits, leaves, roots, tubers, wood, which is used for making furniture and for making pulp, hardwood for furniture, softwood for paper, oil seeds, edible plants, fiber, etc. Bamboo we didn't write in this, no? Bamboo also we'll write because we spoke about it being a means of livelihood, no, for the tribal people. So bamboo. Then protective, humus and roots of trees. Humus, 3 things: controlling the flow of water, preventing evaporation, increasing fertility of the soil. Roots of trees, preventing soil erosion. Regulatory, regulating. So all the 3 cycles: oxygen, carbon dioxide and the water cycle. And these 2 mean the same thing. Okay, only a different word has been used. Accessory, habitat or an abode for wildlife to live. Aesthetics and recreation in the form of national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and biosphere reserves. Yeah. Then what is next? So yeah, this is there in your books also, the maps. So tropical evergreen forest is this part in green. In your books it is the pink, no?
Correct.
Yeah. Then tropical deciduous is the rest of it, the brown color in your maps. Tropical dry, the yellow.
Not tropical forest.
That's the same as tropical thorn. Mountain forest, the brown, dark brown. And mangrove forest?
Mangrove is same as swamp forest.
As littoral you all would be having?
Yes.
This littoral and swamp is the same as mangrove. They are mangrove, okay? So that is in these small patches towards the east, you can see those small dots. First, which forest are we talking about? Tropical evergreen. So you see how it is here? Evergreen, green. And you have different layers of trees growing here. You will have small shrubs to these plants, you can say, which are not really trees, middle level. Then you will have those at another level. And then you will have those 4th level, which has even more taller trees. Then you can also see a lot of those shrubs and creepers growing here. The bottom of the rainforest is always very humid. It's moist, it's wet. Why it is wet? Number 1, this is in places where there is a lot of rainfall. Okay. Second reason is that the trees are so dense that those trees form a canopy on the top. Canopy means kya? Like an umbrella. So it prevents the sunlight from entering. Okay, so that's why it always remains very humid. And this place is abound in wildlife also. Details. Tropical evergreen or rainforest temperature between 25 to 27. You all can keep marking in your textbook also while I am reading this. So in case if there is any kind of deviation, that would be clear. You all can also mark. Where is your text? Types of it. The heading as types of vegetation. What table you will see? So your what all have they written? Climate, rainfall, this we would be writing. Okay. Areas you won't write because there are so many. So those you learn from here. And what is this? Species found. This also we won't write mainly. Then there is one humidity part which is given in the books. In your books is it there? Humidity.
Yes, and what humidity is 77.
So that is not given in this table. So we'll include the temperature, the amount of rainfall, and the average humidity in those particular areas. Okay? Places में लिखेंगे और species found we won't write. Okay, those are lengthy. Yes, we'll add to this humidity from the paragraphs. Okay. So keep marking while I'm reading it. Okay. So first, tropical evergreen or rainforest. Written the heading in your notebooks, no? So temperature between 25 and 27 degrees. Amount of rainfall more than 200 centimeters. If there's anything, if any difference, then just highlight it. Okay, I mean tell me. Then found in the humidity. What do you all have?
About 22 degrees.
Above 22.
But we have 25 to 27.
25 to 27. So above 22 is 25 to 27. Correct? More than 22. What you all could do is you all write above 22 and then in brackets maybe you all can add over there 25 to 27. Okay. Then amount of rainfall more than 200 centimeters. Humidity
77%.
77%. That is not there in this, but we'll be writing that. Okay. Found in the western slopes of the Western Ghats. Which are those? These areas. Here. Western Ghats are here. The Ghats are not in the corner here. Thoda gap hai. Okay, so western slopes of the Western Ghats, hills of the northeast, that is all these here. Which hills were there? Remember those three hills? No, those three hills which are in a straight line. Khasi, Garo, and Jaintia. Then island groups of Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar, and Tamil Nadu coast. Here you can see this small area. So temperature between 25 to 27 degrees. 25 to 27 degrees. Rainfall more than 200 centimeters. Should we make a table thing? So on the top we write. First was what temperature. Second was rainfall. Third was humidity. So temperature 25 to 27. Or you all could also add over there more than 22, right? Other students, more than 22. Rainfall more than 200. Humidity more than 70 or more than this? 77. More than 70. Exceeding. So more than 77%. Fine. So the first important things are, even when you are studying, the most important things would be these: temperature, rainfall, humidity, where it is found. Okay, where it is found. Then, what are the characteristic features? They are dense. You are still writing. Recording. We'll have one more now after this. Next week onwards, 1 hour, no? Back to normal? You'll have till 6. Is that so? I don't think so. See, you all will get the time.
But I think from first room we have from the evening.
What?
I think from first room we have the evening classes.
Yeah, that's what I think. So from next week onwards itself, it might be the same routine.
Today is 28.
What is 29th or
28. Tomorrow
28. 29. So I guess from Monday only it's going to start. Really, no? You will get some, at least a week at home, no? Your vacations, entire vacations went like that. Chalo, theek hai, do your best now, you're 10, so work hard. Uske baad you can be a little relaxed. Actually, that never happens. That relax will never come, because after that you will be studying for your other entrance exams, NEET, JEE, college, lectures, those exams. So first it's like when you are young, you are like totally into studies. Focus on your studies, focus on your career. And then once you do your studies, you'll get into colleges that you want to. Then again, those pressure of studying. After you finish your studies, abhi career kya karna hai, job ki to karna hai, kya karna hai. So that never ends. So in fact, you should realize that this is like the best phase of your life, whichever phase you are in when you are younger. Okay, so the characteristic features, they are dense. This we won't write, okay? Because otherwise we'll find lots of things. See, there are so many things to write about in every thing. So dense means thick forests and have a variety of trees and shrubs. Like we saw, there were shrubs are small plants, bushes. Okay. Trees reach a height of 60 meters or above. There are tall trees. Due to the thick canopy of trees, herbs and grasses, herbs and grasses cannot grow. These forests do not have any fixed time for shedding of leaves. It's written leaves there. So, shedding of leaves. What does it mean? You all must have done this earlier also, no? Evergreen trees. Why are they evergreen? Because they don't shed their leaves. They don't have any fixed time of shedding their leaves. What does that actually mean?
But like they don't fall out and leaves grow. Like that does not.
Nothing. These trees are also like normal trees which shed their leaves. But see, each, like say if you have a variety of evergreen trees, see what are the names. There are different varieties, no, like ebony, rosewood, mahogany, then the tul, chaplas, gurjan. So there are different species of evergreen trees. So say if you have species A, B, C, D, so they will not shed their leaves all at the same time. Species A might shed its leaves in, say, October. Species B might shed its leaves in December. Species C might shed its leaves some other time. So that's what we mean when we say they don't have a fixed time of shedding leaves. ऐसा नहीं है कि species A कभी एक साल अक्टूबर में शेड करेगा, कोई और साल फेब में शेड करेगा. It's not like that. They also have a fixed time, but each variety of trees has a different time of shedding their leaves. And evergreen forest में कैसा होता है? All the variety of trees are not together in one place. In the case of deciduous, which we'll be doing next, they are growing together in one place, in one area. Whereas here they are in different places. So, अगर species A का, if say species A is this ebony, ebony की कुछ trees यहाँ रहेंगे, कुछ trees किधर और दूर रहेंगे. Okay, so which means when ebony is shedding its leaves, the other mahogany growing close to it is not shedding. So that's why the trees, the forests look evergreen. They always look green throughout the year. What? Which one is this? Such forests a mixture of both evergreen and moist deciduous. Moist deciduous we'll be doing. Trees that shed their leaves for a very brief period of relative dryness. This deciduous we'll be doing now. Okay. So then is due to the thick canopy of trees, those small grasses cannot grow. On top of it, it is more. You must have seen movies, no, where you have crocodiles and alligators and a lot of featured and all that. Okay, those are these evergreen trees. Okay. Along with the featured, a lot of those thick forests and all. I don't know. There was some.
In Jurassic World and all there is kind of forest.
Yes.
That,
Right. They are on the tree and trying to protect themselves from those crocodiles and all that. Yes. So those are the, because the marshy land is even there in this littoral forest. So that's not what we are speaking about. Where you have big trees and forests. Okay, then these forests do not show this shedding leaves. The main variety of trees are ebony, rosewood, mahogany, thun, chaplas, gurjan, sisu, telsu. So when you are learning, you all can learn maybe at least 4 names. And these, like in this, you can underline ebony, mahogany, rosewood. These are the important ones. बाकी additional जितना करने को होता है करना. Economically, these forests were of high value as the timber produced were hard, durable, and fine-grained. You had good wood that you could get over here. Which examples they have given there? Same than my writing.
Bamboo is extra.
Additional है तो ठीक है. From here, if there is anything extra you want to write. Okay, so you all also, while we are doing this, in case कुछ ऐसे दिख रहा है that you are not able to understand in the book, तो फिर then bring that to notice. Okay, everything would be covered ideally. हो गया ना सब points? Next in order, tropical deciduous, no? See, these are tropical deciduous forests. In tropical deciduous, you have moist deciduous or the wet deciduous, and you have the dry deciduous forests. So here, on the basis of availability of water, these forests are classified into two types: moist deciduous and dry deciduous. You all have it here?
Yes.
So first we speak about moist deciduous. Okay, moist deciduous, rainfall between moist. Okay, first of all, where are the deciduous forests? Over here. Okay, this entire part. So rainfall between 100 centimeters to 200 centimeters. Temperature between 24 to 27. So temperature between 24 to 27. Rainfall 100 centimeters, 100 centimeters to 200 centimeters. Okay, I'm not writing rain again because if it's centimeters, it should be understood that we are talking about rain. Percentage, we are talking about humidity, and degree Celsius is temperature. Okay. Where is it found? Found, अच्छा humidity इसमें दिया है?
50% to 80%.
50 to 80. So humidity 50 to 80%. इसमें क्या दिया है? Dry deciduous, we write it to compare. So here dry deciduous, rainfall between 70 centimeters to 100 centimeters. Temperature 23 to 27, more or less the same. So temperature 23 to 27. Rainfall 70 to 100. Okay, so lesser. Here it is 100 to 200. And in dry deciduous 70 to 100. Humidity क्या दिया उसमें? 51 to 51% to 58%. Correct? Lesser humidity because dry. Lesser rain, so lesser humidity. Temperature more or less the same. So found in area. So where are these moist deciduous? Moist deciduous found in areas of northeastern part of the peninsula along the foothills of the Himalayas here. Himalayas is here, so foothills of the Himalayas would be this region here. Jharkhand, West Orissa, Chhattisgarh, and on the eastern slopes of the Western Ghats. वो कहाँ पे आया? So Western Ghats are these. So eastern slopes here. Okay. Moist deciduous. Why here moist deciduous? Because rainfall यहाँ से आता है, correct? So that it would shed some of its rain over here also. It won't be totally dry. Then the main characteristic features are the trees shed their leaves from 6 to 8 weeks during spring and early summer. Okay, so over here in deciduous, they all shed their leaves at the same time. These forests are the most commercially exploited forests in India. These forests have trees found in pure stands. Means what? Most commercially exploited means most used for utilizing its wood and all that. Why? Because they have trees found in pure stands. Means I told you in evergreen trees you have a different variety growing. Whereas in this you will have the same type of trees in the same area. So it becomes easier for them to exploit it. Okay, so the most commercially exploited. They provide valuable timber and other forest products. The main variety of trees found here are sal. This you can mark: sal, teak, arjun, mahua, sisham, Palas, mulberry, seamal, sandalwood. Sandalwood you can mark. You'll find it easy to remember also. So sal, teak, sandalwood. These three you mark only. Additionally, whatever else you can remember. Then these forests are commercially exploited. Are commercially the most exploited as they provide valuable timber and other forest products like sandalwood. Okay. So you get valuable forest products, and at the same time trees are found in the same type of trees are found in one particular area, so it is easy for them to go and exploit that. Plus this deciduous forests are more accessible. Evergreen are absolutely, you saw, I mean when we think of that crocodile thing, so how can you even go and access that? So those are more difficult to access, and there's more dense undergrowth in these rainforests. Yeah. What are you writing everything over?
Yes.
Not given. Sure. Then you all go through and see. Nothing missed, no? And if you all do it, study in this way, no, it will be easy for you all to remember also. If you also study separately, you all won't be able to correlate. Now see, when you're doing moist and dry together, you're seeing, okay, here it is 100 to 200, here it is 70 to 100. Humidity also, so it becomes easier to recollect. Yeah, how many points you have to write? Full you write full. We'll continue, or then if you want, I'll give you time later to write. Once we have finished, I'll again take it back to that. Huh? Okay. Now dry deciduous. Rainfall between 70 to 100 centimeters. How much? 70 to 100 centimeters. Annual temperature between 23 and 27 degrees. Found in the areas from the foothills of the Himalayas to Kanyakumari, except Rajasthan, West Bengal, and the Western Ghats. Here you have the moist deciduous. These forests survive in accordance with the climatic condition of that particular region. So why moist and why dry? Because the climate in that particular area is like that. Moist means there's more of rainfall there. The forests on the wetter regions are moist deciduous, while on the drier areas they are thorny bushes. At this point you should know that where in places where, like the desert, where you have less of rainfall, you will have trees which don't have too many leaves. Why? They have thorns. Why is that so?
So that the thorns can absorb the water.
Yes, and to prevent transpiration from the leaves, because they want to retain their moisture, so they are adapted in such a way. Okay. Then teak and other trees spread out in the northern part of India and in the regions of higher rainfall in the peninsular plateau, along with patches of grass. Along with patches of grass means you will have trees growing, and in between you will have patches of grass. That's what they are saying. The trees of these forests completely shed their leaves and look like a vast tract of grassland, like we saw in this picture here. See this? They have totally shed their leaves. So if you see it over a big, larger area, they look like grasslands, because you can only see these dry grasses growing and there are no leaves on the trees. Main trees found are teak, sal, tendu, amaltas, rosewood, bale, kher, etc. Rosewood you are right here. Teak you all can write. Sal you all can write. Okay, additionally whatever else you are able to do. These forests provide timber, fruits and other valuable products. Parts of the forest are also cleared to carry out agricultural activities. There in evergreen forest you cannot do any kind of agriculture. So a large part of these forests have been cleared for doing agriculture. Then which are these?
Tropical desert.
That's the next in order. Tropical desert forest. So see what kind of trees you will find here. Trees like cacti, trees which store water in them. The cactus also stores, no, the aloe vera that we see, the gel inside, that's the moisture. They'll have thorns, and you'll have these kind of trees also, but again these would be like thorny trees. You'll have seen the bear tree. You'll have eaten bear, no, bear eaten, no? बाकी किसी ने बेर नहीं खाया. What is bear? I'll show you some. Bear, yeah, the small round things that you eat, they have a seed inside. Lychee? Not lychee. I'll show you a picture. You have not eaten bear or try over, you might not be knowing. बेर भी खाया तो क्या खाया? These, yeah. These ones. Here, this. Not eaten. You get this green variety also. And nowadays, some of them are so big like an apple. Huh? Not pear, man. They are small like this. These. What do you all call? Boro, huh? Sankranti, you get it. I don't know which season, but then yes, this. Except for her. So next year we'll get bear for her. Huh? So these bear trees also, I'll show you the bear trees in some already seen this. How is it? Thorny. See, this is the way they look. Okay, they're like this. thorny. So those kind of trees you will find in these type of forests. Okay, they are also called thorn forests. Tropical desert forests or thorn forests. Rainfall less than 50 centimeters. This will be in places where there is low rainfall. Temperature between 25 and 27. Humidity क्या लिखा है?
Less than 47.
Less than 47. So first we are writing the temperature. So temperature between 25 and 27. Humidity less than 47. 7%. And rainfall less than 50 centimeters. Rainfall less than 50 centimeters. क्या है इसका? Temperature 25 to 27. Humidity less than 47. इसका humidity कितना था? 70 to 100. So this is areas of low humidity where it is dry and where you have less rainfall. Rainfall इसका था 51 to 58. इसका है less than 50. Then where are these found? These forests are found in Haryana, southwestern Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, central and eastern Rajasthan. So where it is over here in these tropical dry forests that would be these yellow parts. तुम लोग का मैप में सेम है? Map also is like jumbled, you know. Where you can see tropical, this fawn and desert. कहाँ पे ये वाला ना? And here. Actually, these are more clear. See this. ये पूरा clear ये हो गया. No? You also have the same. Okay, so. Forests are found in Haryana, southwestern Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, central and eastern Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, parts of Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Main characteristics. Due to scanty rainfall, these forests have xerophytic vegetation. Xerophytic means the cacti variety, the thorny ones. These trees, so these have adapted to low rainfall. The trees of the forest are stunted and have large patches of coarse grass. Stunted means they are short trees and have large patches of coarse grass growing. Trees of these.
Here we have one more line. Due to paucity of rainfall.
Paucity of rainfall means low rainfall. What is it? Due to paucity of rainfall, the trees are stunted, no? So due to low rainfall, the trees are stunted. The trees are short and have large patches of coarse grass. The trees of these forests remain leafless because if they have leaves, the trees will start losing water, which they don't want to do. Like how the camel is adapted to living in the desert. It stores water. What else? Its feet are padded so it doesn't sink and it doesn't feel the heat of the sand.
And double eyelids.
Yes, it has double eyelids so that the sand doesn't get into its eyes. So, in a similar way, even the vegetation, natural vegetation, is adapted. Then, the trees of these forests remain leafless. The forests look like scrub vegetation. Scrub means small bushes. The important trees of these are date palm, khair, ber, babul, neem, kanju, kejri, cactus, etc. So your date palm is easy to remember. Bear for those who have had, except for her. So now you should also remember, this bear is something that I need to have. So date palm, khair, bear, babool, neem. Neem you all can remember. Cactus you all can remember. So cacti. Cactus. Okay. The trees are economically valuable. The bear fruit is useful for making pickle or beverage. I have not had bear pickle or bear drink. You all have had? Well, normally we eat the fruit again. And is also eaten raw. Timber is hard and durable. Date palm, again dates, is eaten raw and is used as an astringent, as a decoction, etc. Astringent is something that has a cooling effect on your body. Then neem, like you see in May, around May when they have the Ramzan, we eat dates. So what is that for? Because it's hot. So it cools down the body. So क्या हो गया? खजूर. So that cools down. Like even in the deserts, they used to have that. So because it used to be hot, so then it cools down your body. So then neem leaves. You all know the benefits of neem. Neem leaves and its bark are used for making many health related drinks and beauty products. It's even eaten raw by many people. My grandmother, she's no more. She lived for like more than almost 100 years. I think 98 years, 99 years she lived. So she used to eat a lot of these neem leaves. And it's like if she was at a place where she was not going to get fresh neem, she used to dry it in advance. So over there at that time, she used to eat those neem leaves. And see, she lived for so many years. She used to fall ill. We used to think gayi abhi, but she used to again be fine and come back. So these things are actually very healthy. We don't do all that these
Ma'am,
days.
they have anti-aging and medicinal properties.
Medicinal properties. Even see when you have this chicken pox or anything related to the skin, they put neem leaves in your bathing water. Correct? Well, okay, yeah. You also. नहीं हुआ chicken pox? When you were small. So you don't remember. So that's what they do. They'll keep even neem leaves around your bed pillow and neem leaves in your bathing water. So because that's helpful. It has an astringent means cooling. When you have chicken pox, you have all those boils on your body. So your skin needs to be cooled down. So neem helps in that. Okay, so ये हो गया tropical desert or thorn forests. What are these?
Mangroves.
Yes, these are mangroves. You can see how it is. You must have seen mangroves around here also, farther. Right? It will be like featured and you will have you will be able to see the surface of those trees. And see, these are the roots. Because they need air to breathe, so they come to the surface. I'll show you later. There is this other type of roots also. I don't have that image here. See inside a mangrove forest how it is. See. So it will all be marshy over here. See here? So next, littoral or mangrove tidal forest. इसमें क्या दिया है? Tidal or mangrove and littoral swamp. So tidal, mangrove, littoral swamp सब लिखेंगे. Right over the water. fourth is tidal mangrove littoral swamp. So where are these? These small patches. तुम लोग की मैथ में कैसा है see? The dots. Yeah, see here. Here, see here. This part here, see here. This side you see. तो यहाँ पे है. What? What? Mangrove. हाँ. Mangrove, in your mangrove, those dotted ones. So see first here, this side you can see. Oh, dotted, they are small patches. Here in these it's easy to identify. In this it's not. Then here, another these small dots here you can see. Over here you can see them. Here you can see. And here you can see. I think what you all should do is take an image or something like that. Or check on the net also, you might get it. This also I've taken, I've got it from the net only, so you will be able to get it. So, so these forests are grown along sea coasts in wet, marshy areas, in river deltas, in tidal or other swampy. Marshy, swampy means what? Where it is wet, कीचड़ type. The main characteristics. अच्छा, इसमें क्या है? Temperature, rainfall, have they mentioned?
Yes, 26 to 29 degrees Celsius.
Temperature 26 to
29 degrees Celsius.
29. Humidity, rainfall.
Ma'am, humidity not given. Rainfall is not more than 200. That means less than 200.
Less than. Rainfall less than.
Ma'am,
Every rainfall more than 200 centimeters.
In yours?
More than 200 centimeters.
More than in here, it is not more than. So we write 200 centimeters approx. We'll do it that way. So both won't have a problem. What to do? One is saying more than, one other one is saying approx. ठीक है ना? These book people, what should I do? It has to be put off. She's feeling cold, that side is saying. Both.
Mama, I'm not getting here. I'm not feeling cold at all.
So then should I increase the temperature a little? So it will become warmer. What is happening? 30.
Ma'am, humidity is not given.
Not given, then let it be given also not given. ये क्या हो रहा है? Should I put it off only? Off is from this? This is a button?
Yes. I have to press it outside.
No, it's closing.
It's doing something, see? That's it? Take put. From here, I don't know. It's gone, no? Some beep happened.
One more time. One more.
It's gone now, off now. No. क्या no?
More.
वो फ्लैप बंद हो गया.
No, it's on timer. Flat in.
See, now I'm not doing anything. See, come on, see. Okay, that long beep. This one is still okay. चलेगा इतना कम किया. It's lesser now. Okay, so littoral or mangrove tidal. So 26 to 29 degrees and 200 centimeters rainfall approximately. More than, less than, nahi bolna. Then the main characteristic features are, these forests are dense, evergreen and of varying heights. They have long roots submerged underwater and have pores which help them to breathe during high tide. The tidal tree yields hardwood which is strong and durable and is used for making boats and boxes. The hardwood is used for making boats and boxes. Most important tree is the Sundari tree. Sundari tree in the Ganga Delta, from where the word Sundarbans is called. So the Sundarbans gets its name from the Sundari tree. Is coined means is got from. The Indian tidal or mangrove forests are considered as the largest mangrove forest in the world. Imagine, so little, but still it is considered to be the largest mangrove forest in the world. These mangrove forests are one of the most productive and biodiverse wetlands. Biodiverse means they hold a lot of diversity, okay, like plant and animal life and bird life. Have you all gone to see the flamingos?
Yes.
So when you all go there, around that, how is it? There's marshy land there, right? So that shows how biodiverse it is, where you have so many beautiful birds coming and migrating to these places. Then these forests are nicely adapted to the muddy, shifting, saline conditions. Saline means salty, and grow in the brackish, marshy areas. Brackish is what? Brackish is, where you have river water which is fresh and you have sea water which is saline. Brackish is like a mixture of both. So the water will be saline, but it won't be as saline as the sea water. It will be fresh, but it won't be as fresh as fresh water, as river water. Okay, mudflats and estuaries along the coast. The important trees are the Sundari. Sundari you should remember. So Sundarbans, Sundari you all can correlate. Sundari, Gorgon, Hintal, Kiora, Rhizophora is easy to remember. Rhizophora. Rhizophora, Amur, Bhara, canes, etc. Those things you'll have to remember. Any other names you'll have? Which are the examples that you all have? Which? Bogla, Garan, Yeva, Golpa, Kiora, Amur, etc. All of odd names, funny names. Sundari is one. Amur will be easy to remember. Amur, so you can correlate. Rhizophora, according to me, should be easy to remember. Ye teen to dono kar sakte.
Palms is also there.
Which?
Palms.
Palms?
Palms.
Which palms?
Palms.
Where it is?
I think so. Palms are very aware.
Palms. So palms also you all can remember them. You all have palms been mentioned? Because usually here they don't have those palm trees. Maybe in those areas where there is more solid soil, those palms must be growing, not others. So, littoral forests are economically important too. The mangrove trees are utilized for fuel. While the Sundari tree provides, so Sundari is important. सबसे पहले Sundari लिख लेना, okay? Sundari trees provide hard, durable timber. Durable is long-lasting wood and is used for making boats and boxes.
timber is everywhere.
Yes.
Why?
Because trees, wood. So timber. Then these. Kitna time bacha? Nahi ho gaya. We'll continue this later then. The one last one. That's mountain.
इकडे थंडी असते. झोप आली? कळते? हे मॅक्सवर बघितलं. मला तुम्हें नहीं किया तुम्हारा हमेशा था ना लेकिन और इंग्लिश का क्या करते हैं मैंने फॉर्चुनेटली वेबसाइट बनाई मैंने सबसे पहले वही बनाई मैं उसमें ज्यादा मैंने ड्राइंग की अच्छी से एकच लेक्चर आहे अरे नेशनल जहाँ पे लिखना था ना मैंने वही पैराग्राफ था ये मैथ्स की एक्स्ट्रा क्लास है ना बोला ना सॉरी सर ने नहीं बोला ना कुछ तो मैसेज आया था
स्कूल का अपन नाम
हमारा क्या प्रॉब्लम है ये तो आएगा क्यों अरे एक्स्ट्रा क्लास होना है कोई नहीं आता अच्छा हाँ क्या बोली रजिंदर मैम मेरे को नहीं लगता 30 तक छुट्टी है हम लोगों को क्या 30 होना है मैं बोले 13 से होगा मजा आएगा सोने के लिए मिलेगा लेकिन 13 से नहीं होगा मुझे 7 और 6 वालों को बोलना भी है कि चेतना आपको बोले कुछ अलग मत शुरू करने के लिए मैंने पहले से ही सब कुछ डिसाइड करके रखा है क्या बता चेतना मैम कुछ और ही शुरू कर दे तो मैं वही बोल रही थी 7 और 6 वालों को फिर पोस्ट करेंगे कॉपी में देखो हाँ मेरी हैंडराइटिंग पढ़नी मैं तो पेंसिल से इतना गंदा लिखती हूँ मुझे समझ नहीं आता ये देखिए मैंने कितना बड़ा लिखा वो मिशन द वैल्यूज अरे मैथ्स से करल बस लिखा अरे हमें दीपा मैम की आदत है ना लेकिन सारा बोलते पूरा सेंटेंस नहीं यार चौथी के साथ इसका प्रश्न इसका मैथ आप ये है तो 20 मार्क्स मार्क है ये मैंने किया ही नहीं है कुछ यार, ये अपने को कितना पढ़ना है एक तो टेस्ट करना है ना, अगर ना ही इनको टेस्ट ना हर एक लेक्चर के बाद रखना चाहिए। हाँ, अरे 15 मिनट का 10 मार्क का टेस्ट हर एक लेक्चर के बाद, तो फिर क्या कभी लेकिन अरे वैसा रखेंगे तो स्पीड भी बढ़ेगी और बार टेस्ट होगा ना, उसके लिए फिर प्रिपेयर करने की जरूरत नहीं होगी। मुझे अरे नहीं, लेक्चर के बाद तो फिर जो लेक्चर में सिखाया वही टेस्ट में होगा, और उसके लिए पढ़ने की भी जरूरत है। लेक्चर होने के बाद डायरेक्ट टेस्ट पेंसिल लिखना अलाउड है?
कितने समय अरे बच्चे क्वेश्चन आगे कितना बोला